we have here, we have Tima and Stephanie, and you're both from Canada, as you know, and Tima, you're from Sheridan.
Yes.
Tell us just a bit about Sheridan College.
I'm from Sheridan College in Oakville.
Yeah.
So there's 3 Sheridans. There's one in Brampton, there's one in Mississauga, and there's the one in Oakville. Now, I came from the advertising and marketing program,
Right.
so it's a really good college. The advertising program is pretty hands-on, so it's
Okay.
very fun.
How many students roughly?
In my
Well, all of them put together, maybe?
man,
It's 20,000?
no, I'd say, I'd say 2,000-3,000
In 3 campuses?
across the 3 campuses, maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I'm not too sure.
All right, Stephanie, you're from St. Lawrence.
St. Lawrence in Kingston.
Yeah.
Yep. From the advertising and integrated marketing program as well, 3-year advanced diploma.
Yeah.
It's, I said Kingston campus. Probably roughly the same size as actually ITTD here. Really awesome program, super small classes. It's very similar actually. There was about, I think, around 30 people in a classroom maximum. And small classes, really hands-on, really great professors and lecturers.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you one campus.
There's 2 campuses.
Where the other one is, you can't remember.
I want to say, for some reason, I want to say Brockville or something, but I can't remember. Don't maybe cut that out. I can't remember.
Okay.
But there are 2.
So you're both here in Ireland,
Yeah.
anyway, and specifically you're both here in Dublin.
Yeah.
And you're here roughly, give or take, 3 to 4 weeks at this point, Johnny. So, okay. So how did you both make the decision to come here? We'll start with you, Tima.
Well, one of my professors came over here for the International Week. Maureen came over for the International Week, and she had nothing but good stuff to say. And Maureen's one of honestly, she's one of our best professors. Like, she's really hands-on and she's really good with her stuff. She taught us the digital class and digital advertising class, and she talked about Ireland as a country. She talked about Dublin and how she had such a really great experience coming over here. So that really sunk in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started doing my applications then.
Yeah.
And my research to see the program in Ireland.
So basically, it was Maureen's influence, really. Would you have heard of it other than that?
No, wouldn't have. She came back and she talked to us about it. She gave your scheme of work? She gave the scheme of work for the whole semester, and it was an advertising program as well.
Yeah.
And she talked about how beautiful it was. It actually really is beautiful, Ireland. And so that really.
Okay, that's very good. How about you?
How I found out about the program. Yeah. So my situation is a tiny bit different because I graduated from the advertising marketing program a few years ago. And at the time, I didn't know a program like this existed, and I'm not sure necessarily if it did here for that program I was in at the time.
Okay.
But I got into the working world, and I only had my diploma from the program, which was great, and it got me a job. But I'd been looking at how I can kind of advance that, what I'm going to do in the future, and I kind of realized that a degree would be a really amazing thing to have. And I didn't know how I was going to get it, but I would still have a really good relationship with a lot of the professors back at St. Lawrence College. And I often go back and, speak to classes about, being a recent graduate, and I've Skyped into a couple classes a couple times, so I still have a good kind of rapport with some of the professors. And one of them, named Kathy, she told me about this situation, or about the partnership, and I decided to explore it. I didn't know if I would still be eligible because I had graduated already and I wasn't coming right from college, but I looked into it and I contacted Adrian, and right from there, I guess you had been into St. Lawrence, so that's how she knew about it. And she had nothing but good things to say about you, and also about the college from what she's heard. So at that point I looked into it and just I've always had a special place in my heart for Ireland. Have been once before, wanted to come back. It was kind of a no-brainer. As soon as I heard about the opportunity to go abroad for a year and get a degree, but also get the life experience of traveling Ireland and Europe, it just made so much sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And when you go to a college as opposed to a university in Ontario, right, you run into certain difficulties about going from a diploma in a college to a degree in a university. Isn't that correct?
Definitely. I think that was one of the things also that appealed about this program to me was I had looked in, I'm living in Toronto, how do I go to U of T and try to get my degree? And I would have had to do 3-4 years again. And it was it was really daunting. It's not an easy thing to go back and forth from in Ontario within.
So basically what you're saying, I think, is that the universities, when you get your advanced diploma, and you both got good grades in it, you wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? So you got good grades in your year 3 of your advanced diploma, and then when you apply to a university, they don't give you 3 years credits.
No, definitely not.
It's so funny she says that because we have our university fair that happens in January. So I went there with like my book and everything, talking to all the universities about transferring my credits from college. They were telling me 3 years, 2 years, and this was this just said 1 year, and like it's coming here, and then they never, like, the thing about colleges, I don't think they really understand like the amount of work we put in to like what we're doing. So like it was kind of frustrating that they tell you to do an extra 2-3 years as opposed to coming here and doing a year and living here and getting your degree, which is more respected around the world.
Yeah, like our sector here is similar to yours in the extent that it's quite practical.
Yeah.
And the university sectors tend to be more academic. And
that's what also I was gonna say that I found really what I love about the program here at Tala is that it's very similar to what I had in the experience I had in college. And I'm able to get my degree out of it. So small classroom sizes, you really get a one-on-one experience with the lecturers. You're not just a number in a big lecture hall where, you know what I mean, where that's what the kind of university experience can be like in Canada. So yeah, that was a huge selling point too.
Yeah, like we would straddle both sides of it really, because in order to get an honors degree, you can't be all practical.
100%,
So you have to, so the
Bit
first
of theory
3 years are quite practical on this program, and then the last one would straddle both sides, and you're going to see that this year. You're going to get quite a bit of practical stuff to do, and yet there will be academic sides of it.
Yeah.
But with that though, you'll get an honors degree in 1 year. So
absolutely. Yeah, but like I feel like advertising should be more of a hands-on program, because I don't know, as opposed to like university, I went over to York. I was in York University before I came over to Sheridan, and it's more like readings. Like it's not like, okay, you have a deadline, and teaching you how to work in an advertising environment. So it's really great that you get that in Tala. It's kind of similar to Sheridan, like with the size of the class, and you could talk to your professors at any time. So it's
I visited Sheridan. Actually, I've sat in lectures, and they're very similar to ours.
Very,
so that's
very,
where
very
this
similar.
sort of kind of agreement kind of came from. Was the I suppose it was recognised at various levels between the Ontario government and the Irish government that there were so many similarities between the Institute of Technologies and colleges in Ontario.
Yep.
That there was an obvious relationship to be made there. And the discounted fees, the international fees that you pay, the discounted fees, are actually came out of that agreement.
Oh wow!
So all the colleges in Ontario that signed up, both years, people, 2 of them, would then, any student that comes from, even if they don't graduate, it doesn't really matter. The college signed up to the agreement.
Right.
Therefore, any student coming from those colleges are eligible for the discounted fees.
Yeah.
In this sense. So it's been
That's
good
great.
That's another reason why we came. That's the reason why I came. I'll tell you the truth. Because of the discounted fee.
And the exchange rate is good now at the moment as well for you. Well, it's better than it used to be.
Right.
Much better. Much better.
It's much better than it used to be.
Much better.
All right, so you're here now. Right. What's Ireland like, or what's Dublin like? It depends on where you want to look.
Dublin's Honestly, it's beautiful. Let's start with that. It's really beautiful.
The way you said Dublin is an Irish accent. Well, a Dublin accent, not an Irish accent. That's a real Dublin. Look, a hard D, a dub. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
The people are really friendly. There's lots of things to do. I haven't really been out like that much, but you know, even that, like just speaking about Tyler, like people are really friendly. The college, it's beautiful scenery, like either like the countryside and all that. So yeah, it's really, really good.
But we've kept you too busy, you see, so you haven't really seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much. Soon, yeah.
I think
Soon, you know.
yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I can say for myself, and I'm sure you can relate. It was a really easy transition from coming from Canada, just in terms of the lifestyle, and it has its differences for sure, which makes it so interesting to come to. But it's also an easy transition. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's so much to do. I think the college has really made it accommodating too, in terms of welcoming us, planning trips to the countryside, to different parts of Ireland. You don't feel like you're kind of left in the dark. You feel like it's easy to integrate.
Yeah, very easy. The college made it easy to integrate into
Very good.
Irish life.
All right. So this is it. Thanks very much. And,
Thank you.
Thank you very
we'll be
much.
showing this over in Canada soon, so you can say hi to everyone if you want.
So guys.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks very much.
Thank
All
you.
right, then.